Hey guys, today we're going to talk about a really fun topic. As you may have already read the title of this video, it's about these law players. People may like to call them the 3-bar laws. These are the law players who you typically find in the yellow, orange, and red ranks who just play law like absolute trash. And they're the reason why law has a very bad reputation online. It's because they spam the shit out of law's very unsafe moves, spamming dragon tails and down 2-3s and flip kicks 24/7 without regard for their own life. Now in the first place, there's nothing wrong with spamming certain moves or tactics as long as they work. But if what you're doing doesn't work anymore, then you need to stop. Now I'm not saying that these players should stop using these moves. They can spam all they want, as long as they're not getting punished for it. But if you're the one getting spammed, then it's your job as a player to defeat the spam. The name of the game is to hit and not get hit. So if you're getting hit, then that's your problem. But if you play law like this, that playstyle may only work for some time because players in the lower ranks don't even know how to defend and punish properly. But as you go higher in rank, players will be more on the lookout for these moves, and for certain, you will die if you get these moves blocked. So there's really no good reason for you to play law without regard for your own life. You absolutely do not want to take risks 24/7 by playing law like that. I'm not saying to stop using these moves, I just want to say that there are very situational uses for each and every one of them, and by all means, should not be abused. And we're gonna talk about them next.
You win.
Alright, so here are the moves that you want to avoid abusing when playing law. For the first move, we have Dragon Tail. Now, this is the move that you 3-bar laws are known for. We all know that this is very hard to block on 3 bars, and it makes you 3-bar lost feel like this is an unseeable hell sweep, when it's absolutely not. Because in a better connection, this is a completely seeable low, and you 3-bar lost are just getting away with it because of the bad connection. Or it could be that you're playing someone really bad. It's either that they can't block it, or they can, but they cannot punish it properly. But if you get this blocked by a better player, you will die for sure. Because this is like minus 37 on block. And they can go to the kitchen, make a sandwich, come back, and punish this just in time. Just look at how long the recovery is. Every character in the game can just use their slowest launcher to punish this move. Using this move as your main low is a very bad idea, because law has better lows than this, which are not death on block. So the next time you feel like doing a Dragon Tail, please do a down back 3 instead. This move can also be used as a high crush and a homing move, but still, law has better options like down 1 to high crush and back 4 to track. However, one very good use for this move is to use it as an alternative wall ender to get better Oki. What's good about down back 4-4 is that it flips the opponent over to be in a face down feet away position. And in this position, they cannot do any wake up toe kicks and wake up spring kicks. However, you would need a wall splat before using this as a wall ender. In Season 3, the clean hit off forward 3 or Dragon Cannon was removed, and because of that, down back 4-4 now only deals few points less damage than the bread and butter ender. But getting better Oki for only a few points less damage is a good trade-off. So for the next move, we have 1-1-1-1-1. What can I say about this move? I don't even understand why we ever need to use this move, to be honest. All 5 punches are natural combo and counter hit, but why risk it when Law already has 1-2-3 or 1-2-2-2, which are better 10 frame counter hit strings? As you can see, every punch after the second punch can easily be ducked and launched. So it's much better if you instead do 1, 2, 3. It both knocks down and wall splats on counter hit. On block, it's safe at -6, so you can parry people who like to press buttons. And they can also never duck this because the entire string jails. And if you want more damage, you can do 1, 2, 2, 2. I know the last hit is duckable, but you can easily confirm the counter hit if you see the first and second hits land anyway. And there's also a mid-ender to not make them want to duck, just in case. Alright, so here's what we've all been waiting for. Another most abused move is Law's down 2, 3. On paper, this is Law's best panic move. Most common online flowcharts that we see today are 4 up 3 into down 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3 into down 2, 3. But some Laws just abuse this move like it was nothing. On block, this is exactly -15, so the majority of the cast can launch this move. But just so you know, here are the characters who cannot launch this move because they don't have any 15-frame launchers. But I will still show you their best punishers for down 2, 3. Why does down 2, 3 work so good as a panic move? Well, because it starts with an 11-frame dick jab. It's fast enough that it beats the slower moves like mids and lows, and will still go under high strings. With that being said, let us examine the most common setup for this move, which is 4 up 3 into down 2, 3. 4 up 3 being only -1 on block, and down 2, 3 being only at 11 frames on startup, will be able to outspeed anything slower than 12 frames, which are 13-frame moves and slower. And you need not worry about the fast 10 to 12 frame moves because they are mostly highs. As long as they're doing high strings, down 2, 3 will still be able to launch them. But down 2, 3 will not launch them if they do only single jabs, or single magic force, because you need the second hit to land the counter hit. Down 2, 3 will only get blocked, so you might want to be careful when using this. One more thing, 1, 2, 3 into down 2, 3 is another common setup which works best if they try to retaliate with jab strings such as a Mishima 112 for example. So 1, 2, 3 being at -6 is the worst that Law can get for down 2, 3 to still be able to crush jabs. But remember that you need them to do a second hit for you to counter hit. And also at -6, if the opponent does a mid instead, you're gonna get hit for sure. Like for example, Kazuya can do down 4 and 2 to counter hit the down 2, 3. Another good use of down 2, 3 is when ducking high strings but couldn't immediately do a punish due to the risk of getting hit. Good examples would be Leroy's 111+2 1 and Jack's down forward 1-2-1-2. Alright, so we now go to flip kicks, and Law has different kinds of flip kicks. And sadly, most beginners have no clue of the risk they put themselves in whenever they use flip kicks. They abuse the moves because they look cool, I don't know, maybe because it's Bruce Lee doing somersaults. But guys, despite these moves looking cool, they are very dangerous when your opponent blocks them. Let me show you guys that they're all launch punishable. Despite these flip kicks being launch punishable, Law does have one flip kick that is safe, and that move is 4 up 3. You can do it as forward 4 up 3 for more damage, but the first kick then becomes 13 frames instead of 11. And it's very good to use for setups because it's only -1. And we already have talked about the infamous 4 up 3 into down 2-3 setup. But really, most of the time, you really don't want to commit in doing down 2-3 right after this move. Because, come on, it's only -1, and Law still has plenty of options, like a sidestep or a backdash. Or you can do a safer crush move, or whatever. Just don't always commit to down 2-3 because that's like the oldest trick in the book, kinda like Katarina's 1-1-2 into down forward 4. Four up 3 is really good on opponents who know that flip kicks are launch punishable. And because 4 up 3 is a safe flip kick, they may try to punish this with a launcher. And when you know that they will do it, you can just launch them for trying to launch you. Despite that, this move can be jab or sidestep in between the hits. Law does have another safe flip kick, and that's the second hit of Dragon Tail, which is -9 on block. But really, I don't consider this as a safe flip kick. Well, simply because if you get the Dragon Tail blocked, you die anyway. But at -9, and if you know that they're gonna do a launcher, you can still attempt a parry. We now move on to the first unsafe flip kick, upward 4. Note that you need to hold up and forward to not get the hop kick. This move, in my opinion, should only be used to punish moves that are really bad on block, which are moves that are -18 or worse. For example, if you block Akuma or Eliza's Dragon Punch, this is a really good move to punish that. And the other use for it is when you're absolutely sure that they're gonna do a low. Like a hop kick, this can be used to jump over lows. But the difference is that it presents a greater risk and a greater reward. You get a higher damage combo for the risk of getting launched yourself. Upward 4 does have an extension in Upward 4-3, the double flip kicks. The second hit only exists to protect the first hit from being punished. And you still get a combo regardless of the first hit missing or not. I strongly advise against using this move in your neutral because of how risky it is. But if you still want to use the upward 4 in your neutral, you make sure that you mix it up with upward 4-3. The fake flip launcher is also a good way to catch people who are trying to punish the first flip. Rather than doing double flips, this in my opinion is a safer alternative. So if you find someone trying to punish the first flip, it's very likely that they will get hit by the fake flip launcher. Down 3+4-3 or full crouch 4-3. In the past videos, we have talked about Law's down 3+4, which is a very good low poke because of its speed, high crush, and tracking properties. But this poke also happens to have a flip kick extension in down 3+4-3. Like down 2-3, this could also be used as a panic launcher. But why use this over down 2-3 when this is 1 frame slower at 12 frames? Well, unlike down 2-3, which begins with a special mid, this one begins with a low, which makes this very useful in dealing with power crushes. Down forward 4-3. Now, down forward 4 itself is a good 13 frame mid poke that has a bit more range than the standard down forward 1. And this also has a flip kick extension in down forward 4-3. Which is also a natural combo on counter hit. But its flip kick extension is very rarely used because if your goal was only to counter hit, it's more preferable to just do down 2-3. But this does begin with a mid, which cannot be hot kicked unlike down 2-3 and down 3+4-3. And because this is a 13 frame counter hit launcher, this becomes uninterruptible after hitting them with down back 3. but this is still a very high-risk setup to attempt in a real match. Full Crouch 3-4. Nothing much to say about this move other than you can use Full Crouch 3 as a poke from crouch, but personally I would just rather do a slide. The flip kick is only there if you want to protect the first hit from being punished, but I still think this move is garbage, so don't use it. And now we have a 4-3-4. Pretty much garbage again. This was the old Tag Assault filler in Tekken Tag 2. Using this move now is pretty much like asking to die. However, the back-turn version of this move isn't so useless after all, special thanks to Havo for sharing this tech. You know how Lucky Chloe likes to do her down forward 1+2 grab into Rage Art. You can mash up forward 3-4 from back turn to jump over and launch the Rage Art. But any character can just jump and do a while standing launcher anyway. But this is still pretty cool to know. And one more thing, this is a rather dumb setup. I don't recommend doing this because it is very risky. The first hit could be used as bait, to make them think that you whiffed a hop kick so that they try to punish it, but only to get caught by the flip kick. But I don't recommend this because if they don't fall for it, you die. Another move that you shouldn't abuse with law is his 4-4-3 Power Crush or Dragon Cannon. We all know that this is a very good wall bouncing Power Crush, which hurts a lot if set up properly. But you 3-bar loss just seem to abuse this move without regard for your own life. This is very punishable and should not be abused. Instead, take advantage of this move's ability to be done from DSS. Here are a few example setups where this move is done from DSS after certain moves. Up next we have Junkyard. Some of you guys love to do the low sweep version of Junkyard, and I strongly advise against using this in the neutral, because good players can easily spot the sweep, and once you get the sweep blocked, you just die. So guys, only use this on far wall splats. For example, if the wall is too far away when ending combos. The low sweep Junkyard is a very good wall ender in that situation. The normal Junkyard isn't really a scrub move as long as you know how to use it properly. If you don't use it properly, then you're just gonna get this low parried by good players. So let us take a look at the properties of Junkyard. First is that all the hits are very delayable. Second is that the second and third hits are natural combo and counter hit. And third is that the second hit is a low, which can be low parried. So a common way to deal with Junkyard is to low parry the second hit. But remember that every hit of Junkyard can be delayed. So you can try messing up their parry timing if you delay the second hit. So what's gonna happen is, after they block the first hit, you're gonna see them dip down immediately because they're trying to parry the undelayed second hit. But when they don't find the second hit, they will rise back up, and then that's when the delayed second hit will chip them. Now they may try to adapt to you delaying the second hit by also delaying their low parry. So if you try a hop kick in place of the delayed second hit, it will work now because they now both share the same timing. Note that the mid doesn't necessarily have to be a hop kick. It could be any fast mid. It can be even another back two to reset the mind game. It's totally up to you. And again, they may still try to adapt to this by pressing a button to counter hit both the delayed second hit and the mid. And if that's the case, that's when an undelayed second hit will launch them, because they're trying to press buttons right after blocking the first hit. So because of all these scenarios that I have mentioned, back 2 becomes a really good poke to induce mental frame advantage. You may find people just freezing after they block back 2. That is because of the threat of the second hit counter hitting them. Last moves on the list are down forward 333 and down forward 334. These moves are trash and I strongly advise against using them. The second hit can just be low parried, and both the third hits could get you launched either way, because one is a duckable high and one is a launchable mid. However, the first hit alone can be a good long-range mid poke, and this can cause a bit of mental frame advantage just because of the second and third hits. With all that being said, I still believe this move is garbage. It lacks in utility, and it's very dangerous to use the extensions. Alright guys, so that's it for this video. I really hope that went well. If you play LoL like this, I really apologize for calling you trash in this video. I just want to point you guys into the right direction. Because if you continue to play LoL like that, you just keep yourself from growing as a LoL player. That playstyle may only work for a while, but when you get to the higher ranks, trust me on this, people will know how to punish those. So stop the Dragon Tail abuse, stop the down tier 3 abuse, and learn LoL the right way. Learn how to utilize his pokes, learn how to whiff punish with 3+4, and learn how to DSS because you have no clue how much you guys are missing out on when playing LoL. Alright, thanks for watching this video.